this is why I called you both here today. I am personally tired of seeing the language that you guys throw at each other left and right. The testosterone? I can't. Unbearable. You have both been friends for so long, and I genuinely think that you have wisdom to impart, but the way that you go about it, no.
But here's the thing, Yami.
What?
Here's the thing. What? I don't start. He is the one that always starts. I have videos. I have voicemails.
I have said for so long, you need to find Jesus in your life. I am a kind person. I do nothing but wish you well in life. And all I get from you is anger.
Clearly there's a mystery afoot. Someone's lying. I'm going to ask you guys a series of questions that will hopefully dive deep into your friendship. Here's the kicker. There's going to be a point pool of 100 points. Every time that I hear one damn snide or sarcastic negative comment, you guys are going to lose points. And it's going to be random points. It's not going to make any sense.
That should not be me because I am a saint and I love people.
I'm here to support. I support you, Yami. I support the world.
Do you guys have good days?
My day has been great.
Yeah. I had a good day.
I'm glad. It's about to get bad. When you both met the greatest person you're ever going to know, me, Yami, what did you think of her? Did you go blind from the light that she shines upon the world? Maybe your hearing fell deaf once she graced you with the dulcet tones of her impressions, of which she could do so many. All right, well, how long have you guys known each other?
14 years.
14 years.
Really?
2006. Yeah.
His friend was the one that contacted me first. His friend, his old co-host, was saying F this, F that.
Okay.
And I think he learned that from his...
Trying to understand the relevance of that. All she asked was a simple question. How long have we known each other?
Oh, it sensed a little bit of jealousy there. It seems to be... How much longer do you hope that you'll know each other?
I hope we can end this tonight.
I was literally going to say, I hope for the rest of his life.
His life, you assume he's going to die first.
Well, his life.
Do you guys remember how you both met?
Actually, I do. I do remember this. This would have been in 2007, probably around June or July of 2007. It was in Los Angeles. It wasn't E3. It was at EALA. It was at the Modern Medal of Honor Airborne event. That was the first time we actually met in person.
Yep. We met at the hotel and then we went to the event at EA. I remember that clearly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My next question was immediately going to say, do you remember what day it was? Like, specific date? And it sounds like you might actually.
Tuesday at 6:48 p.m. at the Excelsior Hotel in Santa Monica.
I was like, Jesus Christ. What is the biggest disagreement or fight that you've ever had that you don't mind sharing?
That we were recording and we had a debate about VR. It sounded like we both were like angry. And then later on we started laughing like, it was just us talking. But yeah, I can't remember because I was not taking VR seriously. And he's like, no, Half-Life is going to be a game changer. I'm like, no, it's not going to happen. And yeah,
I honestly don't remember this. I don't even remember.
Right. That's the most recent one, I think, but it was really bad, I think.
So we've fought, but it's never been anything that's dragged, like days gone. Like we've had arguments between the three of us, but we typically squash it right away. Because it'll be like, oh, well, you know what then? Well, fuck you too then. And I'm not talking to you and I sign off. And then I come back. All right, my bad. I was wrong about that. Okay.
I think that's very, very sweet that you guys finish your arguments the day of. I am trying to make you guys lose, but I'm also trying to teach. Here's an actually tough question for you guys. What do you like about each other?
He pushes me to be a better content creator and a better person overall, I think.
Danny has taught me so much, especially early. And like I said, it's been 14 years. But when I first was trying to get into this, he was definitely a mentor and taught me a lot of things early on that I still do to this day. So I think and we joke about it all the time, but I always say he's the hardest working person I know in this industry, because if there's a hustle to be had, Danny's going to figure it out and he's going to hustle to do it. So I've learned so much from him. So I respect him a lot, despite the fact that, we like to joke around. It's been 7 years, even that's crazy. But in those 7 years, I mean, Danny and I, and Pete included, Mandy, you can throw in there too. I mean, it's like, we're like a family, because but the four of us pretty much talk every day. It's just like an extended family. You know, it's so much an extended family. Even my real family makes fun of when Danny calls me. Ooh, who's calling? Danny. Like I get that all the time now. You know.
And you know what's crazy? If we don't call each other, we know something is wrong.
Are you mad at me?
We both look out for each other as far as uplifting each other because, you know, not that we're going to go into it here, but, you know, we've had ups and downs in our real lives over the years. And to me, those are always moments you know who your real friends are.
Oh, yeah.
And Danny's always been there for me, you know, when I had a rough patch going, you know, vice versa. So, I mean, to me, that's the best way to say it. That's real friendship there. You don't abandon your friends when they need you, you know?
No, of course not. I think that it's, what are they called when they're fake friends? It's like a fair weather friends. They're only around when shit's good.
And there's plenty of those.
What is the best way that you guys bridge the gap between the two of you, seeing as how you live in exact opposite sides of the country? Was that on purpose or?
Yes. Take points off. Yes.
You know what? I think it was important for us is just staying in touch, communication, friendship, business, relationship. It's important. When there's no communication, that's when everything just starts crumbling and dropping, you know? So that's why I always try my best to stay in touch. Like we even have a private chat with us, just with a group of us, and we just talk there all the time.
Is there anything besides video games that you both bond over, or are you just a couple of huge little dorks?
This just happened. So I'm with my wife. She's sitting outside on Instagram. And she's watching Snoop Dogg talking to Charlamagne the God or whatever, right? And he's saying Eminem's not in his top 10 all-time MCs. And I look at my wife and she's like, yeah, I agree. And I'm like, what? And I go, Eminem's in like the top 5. What are you talking about? And so then me and her going back. And I was like, you know what? I can settle this. Let me call Danny right now. I called Danny on the speaker. I swear to God, me, Danny, my wife, 30 minutes, we just talked about hip hop.
And I said, yes, he should be in the top 5. Yes.
Yeah.
And I said, like, it's not music, it's the lyrics. And we were like, yeah, of course. See.
Yeah.
And then we started talking about old albums and old artists from like the 80s and 90s. Yeah, it was 30 plus minutes. We talk about like movies and anime. Oh, Voltron, Netflix. We talked a lot about that. Star Wars. Yeah.
The fake Twitter beef that we have, that is our own personal entertainment, but we also know that so many people love to just observe.
One person came up to me and they were like, I see that you guys argue. Like, I want to get involved, but I don't want to interrupt. You know, so I just let you guys do your thing. But I follow you guys. I love the interaction.
I'm ready to fight. I'm ready. I'm just so ready. The moment that I have something I care about that you guys are talking about, oh my God, I'm in.
Oh, I told you the other day.
Yeah, 100%. I'm like, oh, thank God, I'm going to have an argument this week. You guys don't know that there's this little scrappy woman every time that I'm reading I'm like, can I jump in? Is this something I care about? No, I don't care. Not yet. I'm saving it. I'm saving it for something I really care about. I want to get into an argument with you guys. But I want to make it so fucking serious that people are like, holy shit, yeah, I've never seen this side of Yami before. Like, I want people to think, oh my God, their friendship is over.
I'm not doing that for this reason, because this is what I learned when I met Elise, and your name came up randomly somehow, and she was like, I know her, and then she just went on this thing and was like, got emotional about how much she loved you. That moment taught me I will never, ever, this is why I said this, I will always be nice to you, because I realize if I ever wrong you in public, I'll come up missing. I'll be missing. I'll just disappear.
No. I'll make calls to make sure you don't. Don't worry.
That cyberpunk chair will disappear.
It's just a chair.
The hate I get online for this chair is hilarious. And they won't even tag me. People will send me DMs, be like, man, they talking about you. And I'll see stuff where like, yeah, fuck Parris and his stupid yellow chair. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, what? If they're going to offer you the freaking chair of the game that you love, what are you going to say? No? Of course I'm taking the chair. You'd be an idiot to not take the chair. I never get people's reasoning.
Do you ever hear one? Because there is no legit reason in my brain.
There isn't one. There is not one. You know what, though? The stupid yellow chair is actually a symbol of our friendship, because I think that's the other thing with Danny and I that, and I have to always include Pete and Mandy in this too. There's never been jealousy or envy inside our group.
You're happy for each other's success.
Yeah, we always root for each other to succeed, because
100%.
if one of us succeeds, all of us succeed, right? So the reason I bring that up, I don't have this chair right now if it wasn't for Danny. Because when I talk about a low point in my life, 2018, around that time, E3 2018 was a very low point in my life, just personally. That's when the Cyberpunk demo came out. And I didn't get to go see it with Danny and Pete because I had work stuff. So I had to go 6 o'clock at night appointment or whatever. So we see the demo. It's incredible. I walk out. Danny, sitting with PR, has his camera out and records my reaction. So that went viral, right? That went viral. People loved it. People inside CD Projekt Red loved it, and that kind of just kicked off the next 2 years of everything that's happened. And then he did it again in 2019 and got all of CD Projekt Red out there clapping when I came out. But my point is this: he did that on his own. It wasn't planned. That was an idea that he had, but he did it because we're a brotherhood and we're a friendship, and he knew how much that game meant to me. He knew what was going on in my life. He was like, oh, it'd be cool to see his reaction. And everything went from there. So if you ever watch me talk about Cyberpunk or whatever, I always bring him up first, because I always bring up that moment first, because it's true. You know, I don't take credit for that. None of that would have happened if it wasn't for Danny. So long story to say that we've never had jealousy internally. And I don't think we ever will, because again, if one of us succeeds, all of us succeed. It's going to help Gamertag Radio as a whole. And I don't have this stupid chair for people to be mad about if it wasn't for Danny.
Be mad at me, yo. You know what I always do, Yami? I always do this every time we see each other. I always tell Parris and Pete and close friends, I always tell them I love you. You know why? Because I've seen situations of people that they're here one day and they're gone the next.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's good. I don't want to be in that moment that, man, I had opportunity to talk to somebody and I don't say anything to them, you know, and then they pass away, and it's been tough. I had situations like that in the past, you know. So I always tell my close friends, I always tell them I love you every time I leave.
This is actually the final question that I have.
Ooh.
Would you guys please look at each other and tell each other that you love one another for me right now?
I love you, Danny.
Yeah, I love you too, man.
See, I went first. Take points off for him.
It's a group thing.
You were both in a team the whole time.
And I love you too, Yami.
I love you as well.
Friendship.